Sorry, y'all. Long day at work. But let's talk about it, Victoria.
My page to attack me because I said I called the clinic. Yes, but it was not to get any information at all. I would have just been like, I don't know if this person goes to your clinic or not. But I've been told previously when they are doing the exact same thing that they are doing right now, that was because they didn't take not one, but two, but 3 doses of the medicine that you provide them and 2 take-homes.
Still not your business. It is still not your business, okay? And you don't know that, Victoria. Lisa is high as fuck 7 days a fucking week, right? So why'd you do it yesterday? Honestly, why did you do it yesterday, right? Because you didn't do it when you were on the phone while she was meeting a drug dealer. You didn't do it the weekend that she was fucking out of it from taking the Klonopin, right? But you did it now, right? You could try to justify it, excuse it as much as you want. You could talk for 6 hours, but you're talking in circles, just letting you know, okay? You could try to justify it as much as you want. The point of the fact remains, you don't have proof that that's what she did, and you making that move is deadly. It is deadly.
That's all I was going to say. If they decided to, do whatever they got to do to figure out if that was true or not, that's what would have happened. But I wasn't violating HIPAA by no fucking means at all. I even said, I don't know if this is the right one, but I'll call them all if I have to.
How can you violate HIPAA? You're not a healthcare professional. That's first. Secondly, listen to what you just said. How are they going to count on Monday when the bottles are supposed to be empty? Seriously. If you thought that she was in danger, the clinic isn't the call, sweetheart, okay? It would have been 911 for a welfare check, which I also do not agree with. Lisa is an addict, and Lisa has a tolerance. And you being on methadone, you should be more educated about it, honestly.
Because it's dangerous. She's on a very high dose, and if she's taking 3 bottles at the same time, and her other medicine, like, it's already not good.
Sorry, but I don't know, like, who made you an authority on recovery, honestly. You need to worry about yourself, honestly. What you're saying, also, she's not on a high dose. I was on 240 milligrams of methadone, Victoria. She is an opiate addict with a tolerance, and I can assure you that her clinic is very well aware of the combination that she takes, because clinics, by law, have to check their system to see who's filled narcotic prescriptions. So they would have spoken to her doctor to verify that prescription. I can assure you, they are aware she is on the medications that she's on. It was not your place. Do you know what a rapid taper is, Victoria? Do you? Honestly, because I don't think you have a fucking clue. You don't do something like that. You call somebody's clinic, she goes out, she gets something else, and she overdoses. Do not call her clinic, Victoria. I'm going to say...
You mean they're just going to drop her just like that? Off of a very large dose? How would that be my fault? A, they're not going to do that. B...
called the rapid taper. What they do is they will drop her 3 milligrams every 3 days. Can you do that? Can you do that? Because let me tell you something, I've done it. It's called a suicide taper for a fucking reason. And Lisa is not strong enough to do that right now. That's dangerous. You are playing with somebody's life over your hurt fucking feelings. You might not be able to acknowledge it, but that's what it is.
The whole ass another video stating that the recovery community is going to have a whatever with me.
You're absolutely right. Because as an addict in recovery who covers Lisa on my commentary channel, I'm telling you, you were out of fucking line. You were out of line. Your intentions were not what you're trying to say they were. You and I both fucking know it, okay? You didn't make any calls, right? You were talking to Lisa until last week. Legitimately lied. When you were called out for letting her use your Cash App, this is all it is a fucking deflection, all right? You should worry about what you got going on right now, honestly.
And you're going to do a deep dive. Bitch, Go to my page. There you go. All of it's right there. Yes, multiple people have helped me with large sums of money over the past 4 to 5 years. Yep, they sure have.
Number one, I wouldn't go to your page because just the screen recordings I've watched of you in the last week are enough to show me, right? They're enough to show me that you talk in circles. They're enough to show me that there is much more hidden that you admit, right? Also, just so you know, I'm going to start the playlist today. But I can promise you that were you supposed to pay any of those people back that have given you thousands of dollars? Were you supposed to pay them back? Just wondering, right? Were there any intentions, actually, on paying them back? Because quite a few of them were under the assumption that this was money they'd be paid back. So have you made an attempt to do that? Just wondering.
Past 4 to 5 years. Yep, they sure have. But I stand here right now doing so fucking great because of what? Because A, those people stood beside me when I needed them the most, and B, I was called out on my bullshit.
I hate to tell you, Victoria, but there is a huge difference in calling somebody out on their bullshit and holding them accountable and fucking with their life, okay? I call Lisa out on her bullshit. I would never make a move like that. Never. I had a long-standing feud with a woman on the internet, okay? And I had her prescription in my hand. Not one time did I think about contacting her doctor. No, there is no excuse. I'm sorry, and you could try to justify it as much as you think that you're justifying it with, but you're failing. What step are you on? Just out of curiosity. Because from where I'm looking, you are using Lisa as a distraction. Maybe get some step work in. Maybe then you'll be able to see what so many others do see.
Listen to you, sweet girl. You ain't my mama, and I don't even listen to my own damn mama. I wouldn't be in this position if I listened to my mother.
You know, in recovery, they say you should take the cotton out of your ears and stick it in your mouth. Why? Because there are people that have gone through the things that you've gone through, walked through it, and can help you through it. You choose to take the wheel and be in control. Just so we're 1000% clear. Because somebody that was really in recovery or practicing any type of program would absolutely not have had me walking around multiple different platforms talking about an apology for lying about me. Somebody that was actively in recovery would have just fucking been honest about it from the jump, right? There would have never been a lie once I called you out on you allowing Lisa to use your Cash App. You would have said, yep, you're right. Actually, somebody that was really working a program wouldn't have had to be called out or caught about it at all.
Like, this is so sad because I actually fucking liked you. I really did. But you're going to come at me. So again, like I commented on your video, my favorite villain, would you be mad if she wasn't here on Monday? And then I said, well, I knew it. I could see what she did. Why didn't you do anything then? Right? That's what everybody would say. Okay.
You might have known who I was, but you clearly have no idea. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. All right? You could have been my best fucking friend, and I would have told you flat out that was fucking wrong. That was over a line. That's first of all. Second, it's your favorite villain, right? That's second of all. That's because everybody likes to think I'm a villain, but I'm really not. Just don't be a piece of shit, and it's fucking simple, right? I want to know what the clinic was going to do about it on Monday. If something would have happened to her, what was the clinic going to do about it, Victoria? Were they going to bust into her apartment and do a fucking bottle count? What were they going to do? Nothing. They were going to do nothing. That's why. So if it was so important to you and you were so worried about it, you'd have called 911, not the fucking clinic.
Again, they're not going to just drop her. We all know that.
Talking to somebody who watches replays, you do know that, right? Like you know that I've seen both of those lives, and she was nowhere near the condition she was in during that weekend. Which, by the way, do you have any proof that she said that she took all of her take-homes and the 5 Klonopin? Do you have proof of that? I'd like to see it. Can you post it?
At the very least, they're going to taper her. Or even better, they're going to do what her last clinic was trying to make her do and send her to inpatient. Just like I said the other fucking day. No, you can't make an addict get better. You can't make them.
Victoria, when you're ready to come off methadone, I want you to do a rapid taper. We'll see how you like it, right? Because you think that it's easy. I can promise you, it is one of the hardest things that I've done in my entire fucking life. And I was in a much different headspace than Lisa, and I barely made it through by the skin of my teeth. 240 to 180 in 2 weeks, 180 to 10 in 10 days. Okay, I wanted to fucking die, but I didn't use. Lisa's not strong enough to do that, okay? So you're talking about a taper as if it would be stretched out. No, it is fast. Your body does not have the time to adjust, and 9 times out of 10, you wind up with post-acute withdrawal symptoms. Lisa would use, okay? That is too much of a risk, and you shouldn't be the one to make that call. It's not your business. Just want to know, like, where was all this energy while you were helping her behind the scenes, letting her use your Cash App, sitting in boxes talking shit about her while you were talking to her on the side, right? You didn't have these feelings then. If you knew that she did it weeks ago, why didn't you report it then? Why wait until now? If you knew that she was making drug deals while you were on the phone, better yet, you know what? That weekend that she was so fucking out of her mind, why didn't you do it then, Victoria? You realize that, right? You realize that you're doing all this gaslighting and justifications when it's clear as day why you did it, okay? Because if you had that information and you really had good intentions, you would have called weeks ago. Point blank, period.
You can't make them go to recovery. But who's to say? If that clinic said exactly what her old clinic said and said you're either going to go to inpatient or we're going to taper you, and she finally has to break and go to inpatient, that she does not see the light at the end of the fucking tunnel when she gets there. Seen it happen plenty of times.
I'm sorry, but those what ifs are not, you were talking about benefit versus risk, right? The risk of her being thrown out of that clinic is too high. It's too high. And you were not the person to make that call. I'm sorry, but you were not. How would you like it if people started calling your fucking whoever handles you on house arrest, right? Because you are actively helping somebody commit financial crimes. How would you like it, Victoria? But guess what? My fucking morals dictate what I do, okay? And I would never co-sign that move either. So that's the issue. I don't give a shit who people are. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Your reasons for doing this were fucking wrong. And if you got a sponsor, you might want to get on the phone with them and talk to them about it. Because it was wrong. Period.
So you and everybody else can come at me all the fuck you want. I did not do that under malicious circumstances. Yes, I did not call the last time because guess what? It was days later. You said, what are they going to do on Monday? They're not going to be able to tell. Bullshit. You know, we get urine screenings. They get sent off. And they can see your levels. So if her levels are weird because she took it all on Friday and didn't have anything Saturday or Sunday, or hell, she just took one of them and she did have something. Who knows?
Do you live in a big city? I'm wondering, because trust me, big cities aren't sending shit out. They're not doing level testings. They use dipsticks, right? Because they can't absorb the cost of labbing that many urines. So no, exactly. What were they going to do on Monday? What were they going to do on Monday? But what you just said there, you're proving the point. Do you know that? You literally just said, oh, hell, well, what? Even if she only took one of them, that should have been enough for you not to make that call. Just letting you know. That if, in your mind, was a fucked up call to make. What was the clinic going to do? Were they going to do a home check? What were they going to do? If something was really wrong with her, what were they going to do, Victoria? She wasn't going to see them until Monday anyway. What were they going to do? This was a big mistake on your side, like a huge mistake. You could justify it as much as you want. You could make excuses as much as you want. But I promise you, the more you talk, the more you tell on yourself, okay? You could make as many excuses as you want. But I'm sure deep down, you know it was wrong.
They can tell. And maybe, just maybe, she'll get the help that she needs. Like, everybody accused me of being coddling, but you're going to say that I'm a snitch because I called the clinic? No, being a snitch would have been when I was on the phone with her and she was walking next door to do dumb shit. Me picking up my other device and calling 911. Such and such is walking out of this building. Probably's got a baggie of blah on them. Come on.
You would have been better off doing that. I will report every Cash App. I will report the fraud. I will not play with her life. No.
But, again, I don't listen to my own mother. I did what I felt like was right. You do what you think is right. Do a deep dive on me. I don't care. It's all over the internet. Like, what are you going to show that's not already shown? What are you going to show?
I'm going to show it all in a timeline. Started at the beginning and broke all the way down in order, chronologically, so that people can recognize your patterns. So, guess you should have just apologized and not called the clinic.